Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. So today we are going to continue questing in the Hinterlands. Since the last episode, I've gotten a lot of comments and feedback from all of you community members. Thank you so much for all of that feedback. I really appreciate it. So apparently what I should do is, and also there's been no spoilers, which is good. I really appreciate that as well. And but basically I should just go to the Hinterlands and basically quest around in the Hinterlands for a little while. Apparently, the game is intended to be questing. You're intended to be questing in the Hinterlands before going and seeing a bunch of other zones and things like that. So I think that's what we're going to do. So let's pick up where we left off and let's go back to the Hinterlands and get some things going. Oh, okay.
If I might have a moment of your time.
Who are you?
Grand Enchanter Fiona?
Leader of the Mage Rebellion. Is it not dangerous for you to be here?
I heard of this gathering, and I wanted to see the fabled Herald of Andraste with my own eyes. If it's help with the breach you seek, perhaps my people are the wiser option.
Your people?
The mages weren't willing to talk to the Inquisition before. Why now?
Because now I've seen what you are. And I've seen the Chantry for what it is. Consider this an invitation to Redcliffe. Come, meet with the mages. An alliance could help us both, after all. I hope to see you there. Au revoir, my Lady Herald.
Well, if
Come, let us return to Haven.
Indeed. But if everybody approaches me like that very kindly and just, hey, we can help you out, you know, we'd like to help you. If everybody's that kind about it, then heck yeah, I'm going to help them, you know what I mean? But let's look at that Codex entry. Let's learn a little bit more about this Fiona. Who is she and where does she come from? What's her history? All of that good stuff. All right, first of all, she's got to be in characters here somewhere. There she is. Alrighty. So, Grand Enchanter Fiona is considered an anomaly among mages. She is, for instance, the only member of the Circle of Magi ever to leave due to recruitment by the Grey Wardens, and then return. The circumstances of that return are largely unknown, but the notoriety she gained within the Circle allowed her to rise rapidly in the ranks. She became the first Enchanter of the Montesimard Tower, and then elected Grand Enchanter at the College in Cumberland. The latter was based on her advocacy for greater mage freedom, a view she claimed her time with the Wardens supported. Urging for a vote on the matter led to the College of Enchanters' dissolution in 940 Dragon, and then, when a vote was attempted secretly, to Lord Seeker Lambert of the Seekers of Truth arresting Fiona and her fellow enchanters. Following their flight to the ruin of Andoral's Reach, the escaped mages held and passed a final note on the Circle of Magi's independence. This began the Mage Rebellion. While Fiona no longer holds the official position of Grand Enchanter, most mages still consider her an integral part of the rebellion's leadership. Yeah, I feel like there's lore upon lore here. It's like you have, in order to understand this bit of lore, you have to understand other lore. Anyway, maybe I'll understand more of it in the future. Anyway, let's get back, I guess. Let's go to
Return to Haven.
To Haven, yeah, exactly. So let's get back to Haven. Well, yeah, let's go to Haven, I guess. Since she's pressing me to go to Haven so much, then I guess I can go. All right, here we are in Haven. Since we're back in Haven, let's just go around and see if we can talk to anybody, to see if there's new dialogue.
It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
I don't actually know. Me personally. She probably knows. Make something up, tell her I don't know. You don't. I'll just tell her. Whatever telling her means.
My clan never stayed in one place for long, though we primarily roamed the free marches.
Oh, I didn't think your people roamed that far north, but clearly I'm mistaken. I'm told some members of your clan might still be alive. Do you intend to go back?
Yeah, maybe.
I might, once this is done.
It will not be the same once you do.
Ooh, okay, well tell me about yourself, Cassandra.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
Well, I mean, we're supposed to be, like, helping each other, right?
No motivation beyond making things between us less.
Antagonistic?
Yeah.
Exactly.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentecost, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lady.
Right, so you're Navarran royalty then.
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentecosts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentecosts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
That's kind of annoying, actually. It's like, so, I was your, like, aunt's best friend's cousin's, second wife. Like, what?
And you joined the Seekers to get away from that?
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentecosts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy.
Fat and lazy.
Service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony.
Anthony.
Another time, perhaps.
Okay. Well, I want to keep asking her more questions. Like, I want to learn more about all of the things I can.
So you were the right hand to the Divine?
To Divine Justinian, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
Oh, wow.
But what does a right hand do, exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes,
What
it
is my
benefits.
hand
It
capable of?
makes a fist.
Okay.
Leliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
Okay.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinian knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage. My uncle treated me like a porcelain doll to be placed on a shelf and dusted only when necessary. Thus I did not see Navarra, the real Navarra, until much later. By then I realized I knew it not at all.
Your uncle? What about your parents?
They had the misfortune of taking the wrong side in the second attempt to overthrow King Marcus. The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a mortalitasi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
A what?
Your uncle was a mortalitasi?
A death mage. He still is. My countrymen do not burn the dead. They bury them in special crypts.
A
The
death mage?
Mutaritazi supervise the crypts, like priests. Uncle Vestalis oversees the grand necropolis. Nevarans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with living ones.
Oh,
It
gosh.
is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings. I will never understand it.
All right, well, that's all for now, I suppose.
I'll let you get back to work.
Okay, so lots of good stuff. Navarra, Pentagast, the Seekers of Truth. By the way, it's ridiculous how loud this fighting is. I'm going to see if I can turn up the speaking dialogue. The dialogue volume is pretty high. The sound effects volume maybe can go down a bit. Okay, I guess that all this is fine. All right, let's get back to the game, I suppose. Confirm changes, sure. All right, so we did that. Now let's talk to Cullen, see how he's doing, if there's anything to say.
You there. There's a shield in your hand. Block with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
Oh, well.
At least I got everyone's attention.
That you did. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage Uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
I must have this mark for a reason. It will work. I'm sure of it.
Provided we can secure aid, but I'm confident we can. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and Mages. Now they argue over a new divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
Actually, I don't mind it at all. Boy, I see this as a romance option. I don't know much about him yet. Maybe as I learn more about him, I'll do that.
You've given this a lot of thought.
I know what happens when order is lost, and action comes too late. There's still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Ryden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
Okay. All right, well, let's go and continue to talk to other people. Might as well pick up this elf fruit while I'm here.
Need something?
Yeah, what was that red lyrium that we saw?
The red lyrium we found at the temple seemed to upset you.
My brother Bartrand and I sort of discovered red lyrium during an expedition in the Deep Roads. We located an ancient Tig, so old it barely looked dwarven. There was this idol there made of it. Bartrand brought it back to the surface, and
Right.
well, everything's gone downhill from there.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
So what is it? Just another kind of lyrium?
The red stuff is lyrium like a dragon is a lizard. It's not just a different color. It has a whole host of weirdness all its own. I've written to every mining cast house in Orzammar. No one's seen this stuff before or knows where it came from.
What makes it special?
Regular lyrium can mess you up pretty badly, but you have to ingest it for that to happen. Red lyrium messes with your mind when you're just near the stuff. You hear singing, get violent, paranoid, and then it does creepy shit. Makes things float, brings statues to life. It also
Yeah.
turned Kirkwall's Knight Commander to lyrium. Everyone's been kept at least 100 paces from it since.
Right.
How did the red lyrium get in the Temple of Sacred Ashes?
I don't know. So as far as I knew, the only piece to make it to the surface was destroyed. And the location of the Tig it came from is a secret. Did someone find more of it in the Deep Roads? That's not a cheery thought.
Interesting. Well, I'm hoping that I can find out
I think
more.
that's enough on red lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
Well, I like it. I think it's a great subject. So let's go ahead and talk to some of the others and see what they have to say. By the way, I wonder
You
where
dislike the Templars,
Solas
sister?
is in this. Hey, Leliana.
There were so many questions surrounding Farria's death. Did he think we wouldn't notice? He's killed Farria, one of my best agents, and knows where the others are. You know what must be done. Make it clean. Painless if you can. We were friends once.
It will be done.
I don't know what they're talking about.
I'm sorry you had to see that. Trust me. Everything I do is to protect our interests. Now, if you're happy, I have more work to do.
Yeah, I didn't want to put my own input in there. I don't even know what they're talking about.
Reports of fade rifts and demons keep coming. The people are terrified, and it's only getting worse. The only thing that will calm their fears now is the hope that someone out there can save them. You have to be that someone. No one else has any power over the rifts. Seal them. Your legend will spread, and Thedas will learn to trust the Inquisition.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So okay, so Cassandra is the right hand and Leliana is Justinia's left hand.
They called you the left hand of the Divine. That they did? What of it?
Well, what of it exactly? That's my point. What does it mean?
What exactly does the left hand of the Divine do? A Divine always has enemies, and Justinia had more than most. I protected her. I watched, had an ear to every door. I identified threats, and I dealt with them. Why did Justinia have so many enemies? There were many who felt she was unfit to be divine. She had a past, a worldly life. Unlike many, she wasn't given to the Chantry as a child. She chose it, and somehow that made her unworthy. And because they thought she was unworthy, they wished her harm.
I see.
So you were her spy master too? I handled difficult situations that couldn't be resolved through more delicate means. What is the point of an Inquisition? Justinia would have started the Inquisition if the Divine Conclave failed to restore peace. She hoped that with enough support, we could challenge the very tenets of the Chantry. She wanted the Chantry to treat the mages fairly. But sometimes I wonder, why stop at mages? The Chantry has committed many injustices. If we're going to change it, why not change the whole thing? It's just a thought. None of this will be possible if we fail.
I see. Well, I am sorry she died. I did try my best.
I'll try not to break anything. That's good to hear.
Is there anything else I can say? Oh yeah.
I could use the left hand of the Divine at my side out there. Every agent out in the world is my eyes, my ears, my blade. Wherever my people are, I am also. Coming with you, leaving my post, would blind and bound me. Do you see?
Okay. We'll continue this later.
We'll talk more later.
Alright, now I need to find Solas. I don't know exactly where Solas is. I haven't come across him on the map. With this, that's Josephine. Oh, well there he is. He's way over there. So I didn't see him earlier, but I pointed him out now. So he is way over here. There he is. Right.
The chosen of Andraste.
Oops.
A blessed hero sent to save us all.
Sorry about the waypoint.
I didn't ask for this, but someone has to find a way to seal the breach.
Right.
Spoken nobly indeed. You think I'm mocking you? This age has made people cynical. I've journeyed deep into the Fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations. I've watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars, both famous and forgotten. Every great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
Well, I'm gonna try to be a good one.
The kind who makes the world a better place.
It isn't always that easy, but I wish you luck.
Trust me, guys.
I will stay then, at least until the breach has been closed.
I'm gonna
Is that
make
in doubt?
mistakes.
I am an apostate surrounded by Chantry forces in the middle of a mage rebellion. Cassandra has been accommodating, but you understand my caution.
Well, oh goodness. Are we gonna love him? You know what? I'm gonna tell you this right now. One, he's an elf, so that we have similar cultural connection. Also, he's a lore dude, and am I all about lore? Oh, you better believe it. I love reading about lore, and this guy seems to be a fountain of information when it comes to lore. So, I'm gonna try this out and see how it goes.
You came here to help, Solas. I won't let them use that against you.
How would you stop them?
However I had to.
Thank you. But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach.
Or me. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I haven't met all of the characters, so I may change my mind later about who I want to romance. But yeah, let's do that. So I guess every once in a while we'll go around, we'll do our rounds, and we'll talk to different people, and we'll see what they have to say.
It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in the city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses as well as the capital.
At least we know how to approach the mages and Templars now.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
He seemed
we must
weird.
look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
I don't know. All I can say is at least the lady for the mages came to me in a very kind way.
Or you could stop bickering and make a decision.
I agree.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
But like it says here, what if that being nice is a trap? What if I'm being naive by, saying, oh, well, they seem to be not as corrupt as the Templars, but maybe it's like a trap of some kind. But there is always danger.
So it'll be dangerous. I've been in danger since I walked out of the Fade.
True.
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave,
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options.
There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared.
The Grey
Ordinarily,
Wardens?
I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
Huh.
That does sound odd. I agree. The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the Hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall.
Blackwall.
If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease. And if he can't? Then there may be more going on than we thought.
Uh-oh. So are the Grey Wardens involved? Oh, there's the Codex entry. Let's go ahead and read about the Grey Wardens. I guess that would be groups, right? Wouldn't that be a group? Yeah. So the Blight had ravaged the land for months. The armies of the great kings amassed for one last stand. As the sun burst through the clouds that boiled and churned in the dark sky, it illuminated a vast, seething horde of darkspawn with the archdemon at its head. Oh, that's epic. It was then, when courage seemed to fail and all lost to death and despair, that the Grey Wardens came. They arrived with the beating of wings like mighty war drums and stood before the armies of men. The Grey Wardens, grim and fearless, marched forth, ever between men and the encroaching darkspawn. They formed a shield of their own bodies, and held that line until the archdemon was dead and the last darkspawn lay trampled in the dirt. Then, demanding neither reward nor recognition for their sacrifice, the Grey Wardens departed. When the clouds rolled back and the sun shone full upon the blighted ground, the great kings knew that they had lost no men, that none of their blood had been spilled. This is a tale about no battle the Grey Wardens have fought, and yet about them all. They have always defended us from the Darkspawn, taking losses so we do not have to. Adaptation of a Grey Warden legend. Jesus, man. To go to war and not lose a single soldier and to destroy an entire army. It did say that that's not true, but it's just a story kind of thing. Anyway, the tale outlined above is widely told. Although subject to regional variations, free marchers might substitute great kings for titles bestowed in their given city-states. In Ferelden, the implied army of Wardens is sometimes replaced with two, representative of the national heroes who fought and defeated the Archdemon at Denerim during the Fifth Blight. The beating of wings is a reference to the griffins the Wardens are said to have ridden into battle. Although griffins went extinct long before the recent Blight, they still appear in numerous stories, sometimes serving as a metaphor for the Wardens' unrestrained courage, but also employed to please an eager audience. From Tales of the Wardens by Sister Manon. I don't know. So there's that, but apparently there's more here. Oh god, there's a lot more. Oh, the Pentaghasts, the Seekers of Truth, the Templar Order, end of an Accord in traditional role. I really want to read the Seekers of Truth. I want to understand what they are. So the Seekers of Truth aren't Templars, not precisely. Once they were called the Inquisition, but upon the signing of the Nevarran Accord, they gave up that name and became the order they are now, standing over us Templars as watchers and enforcers. I honestly cannot claim to know more than that. I don't know how many Seekers there are, a few dozen. If they have a base of operations, I don't know where it is. Certainly not any of us. The only time we'll see one is when a Seeker is summoned, perhaps in response to a complaint by one of the first Enchanters. They'll investigate the problem, and if it turns out a Templar did something they don't like, he's disciplined. Severely, without question. Even the Knight Commander bows to their will. Really? If a Seeker of Truth shows up, you know every last Templar is sweating, hoping their gaze doesn't fall on him. Okay, so the Seekers of Truth are it's almost like a policing force for the Templars. Of course, that changed when the Nevarran Accord was broken. I'm told the Chantry broke it, but it was Lord Seeker Lambert who made the announcement. He said the Seekers of Truth and the Templar Order were going to hunt rebel mages, no matter what the Divine commanded. I didn't know he had that authority, that he could just say we would do this and everyone would follow. But we did. I never thought of it that way, but the Seekers have always been our guides. Now, they've led us into war. From a letter written by Sir Jonathan Parry, 940 Dragon. Okay, so, yeah, that's that Lambert. He seems like a butthole. But anyway, let's get going here. The Wrath of Heaven. Anyway, let's talk to... Power +2. Wow.
Mistress Lavellen, do you have a moment?
Actually, I do. I want that. There it goes. Disappear. Green thing. Oh man, that takes a while. Okay. Josephine.
Did you need something, Ambassador?
Yes. Well, not precisely, but I should like to know if anyone here has treated you unkindly, Herald, for being an elf.
Not really yet.
If they have, they've been stealthy.
Good. Please let me know if that changes. If we're to convince the world that Andraste's Herald is an elf, the Inquisition must give you its utmost support.
Wow.
Stories of wild Dalish elves have grown even more outrageous as people learn of you.
I see.
How have the rumors gotten worse?
I would prefer not to repeat them.
Give me something.
Stealing children, selling peasants to slavers, burning down villages, using infants for blood.
Whoa.
Those are the stories about your fellow Dalish. I won't repeat what they've said about you.
Yeah.
The humans telling those tales are the first to take a knife to someone with pointed ears. My clans defended ourselves against them more times than I can count.
Really? I had no idea. I will do what I can to end this slander, Herald. It may help if I know more about how you and your clan lived.
Yeah.
The best part was when the Aravel, our wagons, turned from the plains to the woods. I used to spend weeks exploring the forest.
Oh, that sounds
You
great.
make it sound idyllic.
It was
Haven is so
amazing, I'm
far
sure.
away from home. You must miss the people of your clan.
I would say she probably does. Ooh. I would say yeah, probably she does.
All my friends are there. Before I came to the Conclave, the clan was my whole world. I'd like to see them after everything is done.
I hope you get the chance. Whether you're with them or not, being the clan of the Herald of Andraste will mark them in history.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's try it.
Elves have been swept under the rug or worse, rarely acknowledged as a part of this world. This is our chance to be a force no one can ignore.
History should look out. I believe you will succeed. Thank you for your time, Herald.
All right. Well, that was fun. Just getting to talk about things. I don't think there's any more research to turn in. Yeah.
Anything, please bring it in.
Absolutely. Okay, so if you want to fast travel, you do not need to go to the war table. I don't know why, but I thought for some reason I had to go to the war table to fast travel. If I want to fast travel, I can just do it from the map. Like, right? Yeah, okay, so let's just go to the Hinterlands then. Yes, back in the beautiful Hinterlands. So let's try and do some more of these quests. There's more rifts I need to close. Also, do I need to level up? Oh, I do have 1 point to spend. So let's go ahead and do that. I have there's explosive shot on this side and leaping shot. You dive out of trouble and fire a hail of arrows at the enemies that were trying to close with you? That doesn't even make sense. All right. Anyway, let's do that because I've been looking for a way to get out of danger, and being able to like jump out of the way or dive out of trouble sounds like something I should probably have. So let's apply that. And also, I didn't realize that there was a button that I could use to toggle these. I did not realize that till now. So previous upgrades, I only picked the first one because I didn't realize how to... Wait a minute. It's that easy? I just toggle it like that? Oh. Longshot now deals even more damage at greater range. Longshot now rips through every enemy along its path. Oh, so I should probably use Eagle Eye then. Oh, okay. I didn't realize how that worked. I get it now. Okay, got it. All right, so let's go back. And then if we go to this dude... Nope. Everybody's fine. Okay. Okay, so there's supposed to be other rifts here somewhere. So I'll find these other rifts and try to destroy them. What's going on over there? It appears there are...
Apostates!
Oh, it's apostates.
The apostates have fled to the hills.
Oh, okay. So they've fled to the hills. There's a letter. Stronghold of the apostate mages. Let the fools in Redcliffe play the good mage, as they always do. We know the truth. This world is ours to conquer, and every worthless peasant who threw a stone, every Templar who glared in disappointment at our harrowing, deserves to know it. Follow the trail to the Witchwood and find your brothers. Gotcha, yeah. So that was the Witchwood. I remember going to the Witchwood. That's where all the apostates are staying, I suppose. What is this star? Ooh, it's an Astrarium. I love these things. The last time I read one, it was really awesome. But what is this? Oh, well, here we go. It's going to talk about the Astrariums. Regarding your inquiry regarding the so-called Astrariums, it is our considered belief that these are relics from a cult that existed in the pre-Andrastian era of the Tevinter Imperium. Now, what would be considered a cult in the society that worshipped the old gods. An order of magisters who believed in the destruction of the magisterium. The governing body of the Imperium that determines which mages are and are not given the magister title. The members of this order wish to return to an earlier period where dreamers ruled, and evidence indicates that they operated throughout Tevinter, though primarily in the frontier areas. There, they would lock away their secrets, caches of treasure, and perhaps even secret meeting places, though we have no way of knowing for certain. Unlockable only through knowledge of ancient astronomy, a practice that was, we understand, rather out of fashion in the late Tevinter period. According to our investigations, each of the Astrariums could point to the secret cache if one knew the 3 constellations that mapped to each device present at the site. Connect the Dweomers in the correct configuration and it would be revealed. Many of these relics were sought out by Andrastian cultists in the early Divine Age, the Order of Fiery Promise in particular, and destroyed. Why? Because they believed the Astrariums held together the Veil, and that destroying them would destroy the Veil and thus the world. Such is the way of cults of any kind that the true reasons for what they do could never truly be understood by modern minds. Oh, from a letter written by Magister Paladinus, head of the Corial Order. Okay. Well, so it was an ancient cult, basically, from what I'm getting. But, so I've got to do this in a way... Oh, geez, this one looks hard. Oh, boy, how do I do this? Connect all of the dots without... Oh, of course, yeah. At first, I was thinking, how do I do it without going to the same node twice? But it's not about doing the same node twice. It's about not drawing the same line twice. So this one right here, I'll have to come back to a second time. But that's okay though. Like, that doesn't make it fail. It's just the same line twice, which is different. A sword. Cool. So Judex. Depicted as a downturned sword, the constellation Judex is often called the Sword of Mercy in common parlance, even though the sword image was assigned to these stars long before Andraste's time. Judex referred to the concept of justice in ancient Tevinter, and the downturned aspect of the sword indicated a guilty verdict, which, in those times, generally translated to execution. Obviously, with its modern meaning and use as a symbol by the Templar Order, the old interpretation is frowned upon in scholarly circles. It means execute them. From a study of Theodosian astronomy by Sister Orin Patriarchus. Wow. Okay, so that was cool. Very cool. Whoa, look at that. That's a cool statue. We've got ourselves a little crying man. I think. It's really hard to tell what is going on with that statue. All right, so let's see what else we can find out here in the wilds. Got him, finally. It took forever. Wait, who? It's a ram. What are you guys doing? Fighting a ram for? All right, what's in here? This looks interesting. Drakestone? What is this in here?
Not every dwarf likes caves.
Oh, you don't like caves?
Mages come here of all places.
Well, there's lots of resources in here. Lots of Drakestone. We'll see what that's all about later on. Ooh, and a chest, and iron. Lots of resources. What is this? It's just a common piece of armor. Oh, by the way, there was a setting apparently that there's a setting where I can turn off the hide helmets. I can hide my helmet. No, it's not that. Interface? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yes, let's hide the helmets. Jesus. All right, that looks a lot better. A letter found on a dead dwarf. I need you to check a cave up in the hills off the path between Redcliffe and Haven. If you can get past the mages and Templars, it's worth it. Purest vein I've seen so close to the surface. Oh, okay, so they were after all the resources. That's what this was all about. Makes sense, because there was so much. All right. That's cool. I found a letter on a noblewoman's corpse, my lady Velina. I know you're frightened, but the light in the sky shouldn't scare you. It's the eye of the Maker. Whoa. What? Finally coming back to take the faithful to the Golden City. Leave your father's servants and come up into the hills, away from the pointless fighting between the Templars and mages. Let me introduce you to Speaker Anais. She'll explain everything, and we'll be together and happy, waiting for everything to be right in the world. Your love, Lord Barrand. Well, she died, so maybe the wolves killed her? Maybe we'll find this Anais lady. We've discovered Dwarfson's Pass. So what's here in this area? More apostates, it looks like. And caves. Oh gosh. There! Wow, that was cool. Too bad it's got a very long load time though. Ah, run. All right, we got him. That was a really cool skill to use. That was fun. Okay, there's another little cave. What's in this cave? Oh, it's not a cave. It goes into the other side. Is that a rift? I think I need to close this rift. Oh goodness. There we go. All right, let me close this while they're distracted. Ooh, got him. Got him. Ah. Oh. Got him. I think we got them all. There we go. Boom. All right, we closed another rift. Nothing to report. Well, good. Because when there's things to report, that means bad news. All right, so those towers should have been built. I want to kind of see them. That would be cool. All right, Bron.
If those refugees are going to defend themselves, they'll need real defenses. I've got a few ideas.
Yeah, there we go.
I've built watchtowers in the areas you recommended.
Nicely done. That'll give both your refugees and our farmers some warning next time trouble pays a visit. I'll speak to the Master and have weapons sent to your people at the crossroads.
Oh, perfect. There we go. Weapons sent to my people.
Fight well out there.
All right. A threat remain. Multiple quests were actually completed at once for that one. So there is a little exclamation mark here. And I think the exclamation mark is for this little thing here. Sketch of Callahan's foothold? Is this a treasure map? This looks like a treasure map. I'll have to figure that out later. I don't see myself knowing this area well enough to be like, oh, I know where that's at. Think we got ourselves a rift. Wow. Amazing. Got him. All right, so there's the first one. That one's down. All right, there's an exclamation mark here inside of this little... Ooh, there's a lady in here.
Bastards killed my husband and stole the ring from his finger. They deserve to die.
You're saying the Templars attacked your husband?
Aye. He was digging out a stump. The fools couldn't tell a shovel from a mage's staff. Had to be safe, they said. Rebels everywhere attacking by surprise, sick bastards. They took the ring I gave him on our wedding day in case it was magic.
Man, that's messed up.
Farewell.
It's unfortunate that she had a rift just right outside her house, and she's sitting in here in front of her fire like everything's cool. She just had a rift outside of her house. Look, it's apostates. We can't have them. Ooh, I love that move. What is this? A package? Ooh, a Carta coat. Failure to deliver, quest completed. So that just gave me like a coat of some kind. Dead Ram Grove. That ram looked pretty alive to me. But man, what a beautiful location. Look how beautiful this area is. Wow, with the sun coming through the trees and the... Oh my goodness, and the little waterfalls. Man, I'd love to stay here. Wow, beautiful. What a beautiful little area of the game. What is this? Is this a campsite? It's a little campsite that's been used in a balanced dagger schematic. Also, this campsite looks fresh, like it was just used like a few days ago. What does this say? A letter at an abandoned campsite. Come to me, my love. The dreams have guided you this far, and now I write these words with your own hand, for you to read when you wake. You are so close. Come to the tree on the hill where the stone lady stands, bearing Falandaris, so that I know you, and we can finally be together forever. Come to the tree on the hill where the stone lady stands, bearing Philandaris. Is there a hill where the stone lady stands? I don't know what Philandaris means. I'll look for a hill where a stone lady stands. I'll keep an eye out for that. But if I look up like that, I don't see anything up there. Oh, I found a cave, guys. Oh, but that's so much more than a cave. That's just not just a cave. That's a beautiful entrance to like a hidden castle, guys. Whoa, let's definitely see what this is all about. And OBS crashed again, but fortunately I didn't do much. All I did was light those fires, and I realized that Solas can actually light this little fire for me, which is crazy. But let's go downstairs and let's go into the deep dark. I still haven't seen what's down there. I don't know what is down there, but I'm kind of afraid to find out. But let's go ahead and venture into the darkness where the veil is thin. Oh god, it's way too dark down here. Oh, whew. I thought there was going to be a lot more to this. It seemed like a small room. Oh, it does go deeper. Did we scatter when Redcliffe was beset by the Walking Dead when we faced something? Now the sky lights up and our flesh and blood abandon us to pray to the Maker? How come I don't hear anybody? Whoa, where did you come from? Oh god, I did not see him coming. Oh god. Here, I'm gonna be what I'm actually good at being, an archer. Alright, we got him. Alright, Solas, get your lamp out. What happened? So I don't have the freaking Raider longbow and a bowstring. So I don't have the light anymore? I kind of need that light. What about the torch? Is my torch gone and I can't use the torch anymore? Because I can't see. It's so dark in here. I cannot see in front of my face. Until I get close to a wall, I can't really see. Oh, okay, there we go.
Allow me to take a look.
Yeah, okay, so here's where Solas can energize this.
Here we are, Elf. Cleaning up another human mess.
What would the Inquisition do without our stabilizing influence, Master Tethras?
I assume they'd just start burning things.
Alright, let's get this damn torch going again. Alright, where are we in this place? It's so dark and it's really hard to see. But that's probably the way we came in. And then we've got some loot here. A bunch of schematics. Oh, here we go. Further into the depths. What's here? I notice there's a little opening here. Is there anything special over here that I'm passing up? Maybe some loot. Medium armor. Medium adventure armor. I will put all this stuff on soon here. And then this side of the stairs is pretty much nothing. It's crumbled down. It's so dark and hard to see, man. I feel like something's gonna pop out. I found a mosaic piece. Again, I'm not sure about mosaic pieces. I'm not sure if they're valuable or not valuable at all. What is
the
that?
runes are interacting somehow with the flame from the torch.
The lost... Okay, we have to read about that. The lost what's? The lost what is it? Is it magic? It seems like a magic thing. Yeah, the lost art of Veilfire. Though it is an elven magic, I submit that Veilfire is worthy of consideration, for they perfected it at the height of their civilization. Certainly mages often use it as a source of light, for its flame burns without wood or oil. It can also activate dormant spells, which has its uses. Veilfire's true potential, however, is a medium for writing. Veilfire runes convey more than the literal meaning of their text. Veilfire can transfer a tangible impression of sights, sounds, and even emotions on the reader. With diligent practice, any mage can learn this astonishing technique, but compared to the ancient elves' examples, current works are crude. I hope this book will guide those who, like myself, would rekindle an interest in this delicate art. Together, let us rediscover subtleties lost to the ages. From Veilfire, a beginner's primer with numerous teachings, exercises, and applications, by Magister Pendictus. Okay. So, examine.
A weapon enchantment. This could
Frost
be quite
rune?
useful.
Oh, so I got a frost rune enchantment. I thought it was going to be like some puzzle that I have to like follow the runes or something. What's over here? Wait, so is that it? Is that all that's here? Just that? There's nothing else? Is that all there is? I somehow thought there would be more to this place. I thought there would be scary monsters and stuff. Okay, well, there's no scary monsters today. But, that's still pretty fun. Pretty cool, I guess. I was hoping that there would be, like, a scary monster down here, but I guess that's it. I guess we gotta go now. Pretty sure we've discovered everything in here now. Okay, look at all of these beautiful statues. Like, damn, that thing... I love the art. The art in this game, pretty good. Pretty good art. Really enjoy it. Alright, well, the creepy... dingy, dank dungeon is not all that creepy or dingy or dank. But these guys seem to be completely chill.
Mages and Templars are going to burn down the whole world.
Yeah, we'll see. But they seem completely content and fine to stay in here with the bones and skulls. They don't seem annoyed at all. Alright, let's get out of here. Can I bring this? I can bring it out here? Oh, okay. I thought it would disappear because it seems like a mechanic specific to that little dungeon thing. All right, well, that was cool. I thought there would be a big bad boss at the end or something, but okay. Maybe in the future and other things there will be a big bad scary boss. What's over this way? I see these goats are having a good time. Apparently a merchant was...
I think it's time you stopped playing the wounded party with me, Varric.
Ignoring the times you actually wounded me?
I did no such thing. I questioned you and then brought you to Haven so you could tell your story to the Divine.
Oh, what then? Thanks, Varric. We believe you. See you around.
Do not pretend to be an innocent bystander. I could have done far worse, with full justification.
Oh, yes. Thank you for not torturing me. I'm so much happier now.
Oh my gosh, finally we get some dialogue from Cassandra, and I love that dialogue too about Varric and Cassandra kind of being a little bit upset with each other, or Varric being a little upset with Cassandra about the freaking interrogation, which I don't blame him for that. Like, honestly, she interrogated him the entire Dragon Age 2 game, and it was like, dang, dude. But yeah, that was really cool. Oh, got him. All right, finally we can focus on this man. All right. Oh, what the? Did I just? Ooh, shit. I'm sorry, little fox. That was an accident. Oops. I did not mean to kill the fox. Man, all right. I'm gonna have to equip all this gear because I've got a ton of gear. All right, so look at this. They had this little can. Oh shit! It's a bear. Let's do it. I wonder how hard it's going to be to kill a bear. Am I stupid for angering a bear? probably. Oh, shoot. He's coming after me. Oh my god, dude. That huge bear looks way too strong. Oh god, he's gonna kill us all. That bear is way too strong, I think. And there's another dude attacking me. Okay. I'll have to do this. Oh god, that bear is... Oh man, it was kind of dumb. That was kind of dumb. I mean, I'm dealing some good damage, but it's got so much health. Oh my god. Alright, do we got this bear now? Oh, finally the bear is down. But we still got to deal with the other guy. Oh, jeez, man. Alright, hopefully there's some good loot on that damn bear. Are you kidding me? I went through all that trouble to kill a bear and there's not even any loot on it? Are you serious? This is some bull, man. This is not fair. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to the players. It's not fair to anybody. What is that? A cool little fort? I think I've been there. Yeah, I've been here before. No, I have not been here before. What is this? Oh, this takes me out. This takes me out. I don't want to go out.
I really am in the ass end of nowhere now.
Oh, hell yeah, we are. Okay, guys, well, I think I'll end the video here. Nothing super epic happened, but I've just been exploring the game and finding different things and, you know, having a good time mostly. I just wanted to say OBS crashed a few times during this episode. I'm having a hard time making sure OBS doesn't crash, and so there was some lost footage, but I'm going to just hopefully pray that next time there's not as much crashes from OBS. And anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this exploratory episode. I think maybe I'll go back to my camp sometime soon and see if I can talk more to the party. Maybe I'll just keep exploring around. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.